5-Minute Church. Welcome to Midweek Minutes. This is Pastor John and Hannah. Hope you guys had an awesome week. Did you have an awesome week?
I did. I'm in a little bit of a funk tonight, though.
Why? Shake it off.
I gotta shake it off. It's Midweek Minutes.
I know. We all get those moments of being in a funk. I have plenty of them. I probably have more than you do.
I don't know what it is. We were gonna try to film, and a glass pitcher explodes in the kitchen floor.
You had a pitcher of tea explode. Iced tea.
Yeah, because
At least it wasn't sweetened, though. It could have been a lot worse.
He was trying to get the whipped cream can out because he wanted to do the whipped cream, and he knocks the pitcher over.
Priorities.
I might have got a little angry.
Teenagers' priorities. I mean, come on.
Man, sometimes it's like they're old enough and you still have to clean up.
But with teenagers, you just have to know this, though. With teenagers, it's always something.
It is.
Always.
It's always something.
You know, we can't ride their emotional roller coaster because you'd be like on a crazy roller coaster ride every day. Anyways, we're talking this week. We got a lot of things to cover this week. And we want to thank all of you joining us today. Hope you guys had a great week. We did pray for you guys, and we've been thinking about you. We do have some new prayer requests that Crystal and Levon and Eric, by the way. Eric, we are praying for you. Congratulations too. You just graduated Bible college and going to the ministry. So congratulations.
That's cool.
And there's some exciting things going on with 5-Minute Church.
Yes, we got the verse of the day. Hope you guys are loving that.
I love the verse of the day.
We also got this new cool giving feature on our app and website. It kind of syncs together. You can use check or credit card. And we're really excited about that. So if you feel led to help support our ministry, we'd really appreciate that for you to consider that.
Today, we are still on our series of talking about tough questions. So please, if you have tough questions, let us know. Send us your questions that you have because we want to talk about them. But we're talking today about, is it cool can you be cool and love Jesus? Like, can you be cool and a Christian? Like, this is an important
topic.
Together?
Yeah, because it brings up that little phrase, to be in the world but not of the world, right?
I guess the question came up, and I feel like I agree and I disagree. It's even today, we were talking today about how, you know, it's okay to be cool and love Jesus, but Jesus also asks us to set us apart. Like, we're apart from the world.
Yeah.
We are in it, but we're apart. And so
this is a difficult fine line.
It's a difficult fine line, but I think being relevant is different than being cool. Because if you're always going with the coolest trend and the coolest fad, it's not something sustainable. And, you know, like Jesus was wearing sandals and
because that is awesome. He's wearing Birkenstocks. I was with you up until that one.
I just pictured you wearing Birkenstocks. He wears Jesus sandals too. But anyways, we're in this world, but not of the world. But we're not of the world. But so is wearing all this jewelry being of the world?
There's some Old Testament scriptures about that.
I have to say, I agree and I disagree.
Well, one thing we do agree on is that we do not like weird Christians. There's some weirdness out there.
I gotta take a big sign.
Weird, people.
Why gotta be weird?
Love Jesus. Let's not be weird. Those people that they talk so differently, so holy and in a different way when they're in church, and then outside at the coffee bar after church they talk just totally different. It's like, why are you changing? It's weird.
Yeah, or even just not even in the church, but they just walk around with this arrogance, like I call it the spiritual arrogance, you know, that they're better than thou, or they're spiritually, you know, more mature, they know more about the Bible, probably. But it's okay, you don't need to have that. I mean, I think that's where we have a problem.
5-Minute Church, no weird zone.
No.
Love Jesus with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Weird-free zone.
Weird-free zone. And I have to admit something, as I'm researching this, that phrase, be in the world but not of the world, we've all heard that we can be in the world but not of it. I thought that was a scripture verse.
No, I thought it was too. And there is no exact scripture. It talks about it in pieces of verses, but it doesn't actually say that that's...
Yeah, it's based upon two verses, Romans 12:2 of do not conform any longer to the pattern of the world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Then John 17:14, I have given them your word, and the world has hated them, for they are not of the world any more than I am of the world. My prayer is not that you take them out of the world, but that you protect them from the evil one. They are not of the world, even as I am not of it. Sanctify them by the truth. your word is truth.
You know, so it's tough. This is a really tough question, but I think it's a great question because all of us want to know.
Yeah, I think you see Jesus was sent into the world. So just like Jesus, we're supposed to be sent into the world.
Because how are we to witness if we don't go into the world?
Absolutely. We have to go in. And I think that's what Jesus modeled, but he also was set apart and holy and lived his life worthy and sinless. But then he was also very scandalous in the terms of he was hanging out with people that we shouldn't be hanging out with.
Well, in John 4, he was, he went and was with the woman in the well, and he, I guess putting yourself in a situation, Jesus put himself in those situations that people could talk about him. And us as Christians need to be doing is going into the world, but yet we set ourselves apart. Does it make sense? I hope it makes sense to you guys, because it is a tough question. And even as we researched it today, we were like, wait a minute, that, we aren't supposed to be cool. We are supposed to be different.
But Jesus crossed the line. He was accused of crossing the line. I'm not saying he did cross the line, but he was being accused of crossing that line in how he was reaching out. So it's one of those things. I think there's three things that we kind of want to like play off each other. It's like being authentic versus cool.
Yeah. And being relevant as opposed to the newest, latest fad. That we're relevant, but we're not always trying to keep up with the latest fad that's going, because I don't think that that's sustainable.
Well, and I think that's hurting the church, because I think there's a lot of people that church hop to the latest, hottest church. Oh, that's the church you need to go to. And then I think we have to look at being set apart versus isolated. We're not supposed to be isolated, but we are supposed to be set apart. We are supposed to look different than the world, and people can say, hey, there's something different about you, and we want to be like that.
Yeah, I think being Jesus, I think that is the most important, is being Jesus, because when you are Jesus, people will ask you, what is it about you? What is it? What do you have? I want what you have. And so I think being Jesus is the most important. In 1 John 2:15, it says, do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. I really found that convicting in my own self, even today as we were reading through this, and, wanting other, things in the world, or you see somebody who's famous, or, that they have something that you don't have, and it's like, okay, wait a minute. You got to really scale it back in, bring it in and go, okay, it's not about that. It's having the love of Jesus inside of us, and that's the most important.
And I would close with this. I think, are we striving to be like Jesus, or striving to be relevant and cool in the world? And I think as long as we're striving to be like Jesus, I think Jesus was relevant and cool in the world when he was.
I would want to hang out with him.
Absolutely.
I would love to hang out with him. I can't wait to.
And so that's our challenge to you guys: is seek to be like Jesus and not be cool like the world, but seek to be cool like Jesus was, because I think he's awesome. And thank you guys for tuning in. We love you guys. Please send us your prayer requests and your tough questions. We need them. Please comment your tough questions right here in the video, or email us or text us, or whatever you can do.
Make sure you like us on our social media. Share it with your friends if you like it. If there's a video, share that video on social media, because how awesome is it to encourage your friends just as you are as encouraged. We love you. Hope you have the best week ever.
God bless.